This creature was once a little girl before experimentation, and this one's backstory is very disturbing, but barely anyone's heard of it. Here is the nightmarish lore of every single enemy from Resident Evil 1. The most pervasive threat within the Spencer Mansion comes from its zombies, individuals who once lived and worked under the premises before falling victim to the T-virus outbreak. This virus, engineered by the Umbrella Corporation as a bioweapon, is capable of reanimating dead cells, thus bringing the deceased back to a semblance of life. The initial intent behind the T-virus was to create super soldiers, beings that could withstand incredible damage and heal rapidly. However, the virus had a side effect that was both unforeseen and catastrophic. It stripped its hosts of their humanity, leaving behind nothing but a shell driven by insatiable hunger for flesh. These zombies are not just mindless predators, they are the remnants of people who were caught in the crossfire of Umbrella's ruthless ambition. Researchers, security personnel, and even trespassers became a part of this terrible experiment gone wrong. The transformation process is both brutal and tragic, with the virus attacking the brain and central nervous system, eroding the person's memories and personality, leaving only basic motor functions and a primal urge to feed on human flesh. In the game, zombies serve as a constant reminder of Umbrella's failures and the dangers of unchecked scientific experimentation. They are often found in tight corridors and dimly lit rooms, emerging from the shadows to attack the player. Their movements are slow, but they can overwhelm with numbers and surprise. The design of these creatures with rotting flesh, dirty ripped clothing, and haunting moans adds to the atmosphere of dread that encompasses the Spencer Mansion. Encounters with zombies are not just physical challenges, but emotional ones, as players are forced to confront the human cost of Umbrella's dark schemes. The Cerberus, named after the mythological guardian of the underworld, are a chilling example of the T-virus effect on animals. Originally, these Doberman pinschers served as guard dogs for the Spencer Mansion and its surrounding areas. However, exposure to the T-virus transformed them into monstrous versions of their former selves, stripping away any semblance of domestication and leaving only aggression and enhanced predatory instinct. Umbrella's experiments on animals were part of a broader effort to understand and control the T-virus effects. The Cerberus project was particularly focused on enhancing the dog's natural abilities, such as their speed, strength, and aggression, for potential military applications. The results, however, were far beyond control or predictability. The virus not only increased their physical capabilities, but also induced a rabid state, making them highly dangerous to both the infected and uninfected alike. In Resident Evil 1, Cerberus dogs are among the first indications that the outbreak has spread beyond human hosts. They are faster and more agile than zombies, capable of surprising players with their quick movements and vicious attacks. Their appearance is grotesque, with patches of fur missing, skin torn away to reveal muscle and bone, and eyes glowing with a feral hunger. Encounters with Cerberus are designed to be adrenaline-pumping moments, as the players must quickly react to avoid their deadly leaps and bites. The transformation of these dogs from protectors to predators mirrors the broader themes of Resident Evil 1, which can be described as the perversion of science and the unintended consequences of playing God. The Cerberus creatures embody the betrayal of man's best friend, turned into one of his worst nightmares through the hubris of the Umbrella Corporation. Now, these two creatures we covered so far are nowhere near as disturbing compared to what's to come, so be sure to stick around because it only gets worse from here. The Hunters represent a significant leap forward, or perhaps a terrifying descent, into the bioweapon capabilities of the T-virus. These creatures were engineered by combining the DNA of humans and reptiles, aiming to create a bioweapon that retained enough intelligence to follow complex commands while possessing the strength and the predatory prowess of a top-tier predator. The result was bipedal, clawed nightmare that roamed the halls of the Spencer Mansion, a testament to the Umbrella Corporation's disregard for ethical boundaries in pursuit of military supremacy. Hunters are characterized by their incredible agility, deadly precision, and a horrifying desire for decapitating their victims with a single swipe of their razor-sharp claws. Their skin is tough and reptilian, making them resistant to gunfire and other forms of attack. The creation of the Hunter marks a pivotal moment in the Resident Evil series, showcasing the terrifying potential of genetic manipulation and viral experimentation. The origin of these creatures lies in Umbrella's secret laboratories, where the scientists push the boundaries of genetic engineering to fuse human intelligence with the brute force of nature. The Hunters were designed to be the ultimate soldiers, capable of executing complex missions with lethal efficiency. However, Their presence in the Spencer Mansion is a grim reminder of their uncontrollable nature and the catastrophic consequences of Umbrella's ambition. Encounters with hunters in the game are intense and often deadly, requiring players to use every tool at their disposal to survive. These creatures are not only physically formidable, but also symbolize the height of Umbrella's pride in the dark future of a world where such entities are unleashed. The design of the hunters, with their grotesque humanoid form and predatory gaze, instills a deep sense of fear and urgency, making them one of the most memorable and terrifying enemies in the series. The Tyrant stands as the pinnacle of Umbrella's bioweapons development, a towering monstrosity designed to be the ultimate killing machine. Created through extensive genetic modification and exposure to the T-virus, the Tyrant is endowed with superhuman strength, durability, and a rudimentary form of intelligence that allows it to carry out specific tasks or targets. Its creation was the result of relentless experimentation, with numerous failed specimens leading up to the success of the model encountered in the Spencer Mansion. This creature's design is a stark departure from the decaying zombies and animalistic ferocity of the other mansion inhabitants. The Tyrant is the most elegant in its horror, with a muscular physique, clawed hands, and a heart that beats visibly through its chest, a grotesque indicator of its unnatural vitality. The Tyrant's purpose is clear: to serve as a field commander for Umbrella's bioweapon forces, capable of withstanding heavy resistance and eliminating high-value targets with ease. The confrontation with Tyrant in Resident Evil 1 is a climactic battle that tests all the skills and resources players have accumulated. It represents the ultimate challenge, a fight against the embodiment of Umbrella's vision for the future of warfare. The Tyrant is not just a physical threat, but a symbol of the potential horrors that could arise from unchecked scientific ambition and the militarization of biotechnology. The Tyrant's backstory is a chilling glimpse into the lengths Umbrella would go to achieve dominance in the global arms market. It highlights the ethical void at the cooperation's core, willing to sacrifice any number of lives in pursuit of power and profit. The Tyrant, with its imposing presence and relentless pursuit of the player, serves as a powerful reminder of what is at stake in the battle against Umbrella and the importance of stopping their experiments before they can unleash even greater horrors upon the world. Yawn is a giant snake, so named for its massive gaping maw that resides within the eerie confines of the Spencer Mansion. This behemoth of a creature is the result of direct exposure to the T-virus, leading to abnormal growth and aggression far beyond any natural snake's capabilities. Originally part of Umbrella's research into the effects of the T-virus on reptiles, Yawn became an unintended terror, showcasing the unpredictable and often disastrous outcomes of genetic tampering. The creation of Yawn speaks volume about the reckless ambition driving Umbrella's experiments. The snake was likely a common specimen used in the mansion's laboratory, chosen for its resilience and the ease with which it could be observed for mutations. However, as the T-virus coursed through its veins, Yawn grew to monstrous proportions, its venom becoming lethally potent and its behavior increasingly aggressive. The mansion's researchers, perhaps fascinated by this unexpected success, allowed Yawn to survive and roam free, a decision that would prove fatal for many. Encountering Yawn in the game is a moment of pure horror, as players must navigate the tight confines of the mansion's attic while avoiding the snake's deadly strikes and venomous bite. The design of Yawn, with its thick, coiling body and strikingly detailed scales, brings to life the terror of facing a predator that is both familiar and grotesquely transformed. The battle against Yawn is not just a physical confrontation, but a fight against the consequences of Umbrella's hubris, a theme that resonates throughout Resident Evil 1. Neptune is the designation given to a group of genetically altered sharks, the result of Umbrella's experiments with aquatic life forms and the T-virus. These once normal sharks underwent dramatic transformations, growing to massive sizes and exhibiting heightened aggression, becoming yet another example of the dangers lurking within the Spencer Mansion and its surrounding facilities. The Neptunes were part of Umbrella's exploration into the applications of the T-virus in marine environments, a testament to the corporation's boundless ambition to dominate all aspects of biological warfare. The presence of Neptune in the game underscores the extent of Umbrella's experimentation and the environmental havoc their research could unleash. The sharks inhabit a flooded section of the mansion's research facility, turning what might have been a safe haven into a deadly water trap. Players must carefully navigate these waters, avoiding the swift, lethal attacks of the Neptunes, while solving puzzles to drain the area and neutralize the threat they pose. The design of Neptune brings a sense of fear to the underwater sections of the game, highlighting the primal terror associated with being hunted by a predator in an environment where humans are at a distinct disadvantage. The shark's enlarged forms, scarred by experimentation and oozing with the physical corruption of the T-virus, serve as a chilling reminder of the unnatural horrors that science could unleash when divorced from ethical considerations. Plant 42 represents one of the most unique and disturbing creations of the T-virus outbreak, a monstrous entity that has taken over a significant portion of the Spencer Mansion's dormitory area. This once ordinary plant was mutated by direct exposure to the T-virus, transforming into a sentient, carnivorous organism with a big appetite for human flesh. Plant 42's growth was accelerated and magnified by the virus, allowing the plant to extend throughout the building and develop a form of primitive intelligence, making it one of the most formidable threats within the mansion. The origin of Plant 42 is rooted in Umbrella's interest in the potential effects of the T-virus on plant life, exploring the possibilities of creating organic traps and barriers for military use. However, as many of Umbrella's experiments, the outcome was far beyond their control. Plant 42 became an embodiment of the unpredictable nature of the T-virus, a living testament to the dangers of meddling with the building blocks of life without truly understanding the possible consequences. Confronting Plant 42 in Resident Evil 1 is a unique challenge, requiring players to engage with the environment in ways unlike any other enemy encounter. The battle emphasizes the game's themes of survival and resourcefulness, as the players must discover and synthesize a chemical solution to weaken the plant before they can effectively combat it. Plant 42's design, with its sprawling vines and grotesque flowering maw, is a vivid illustration of nature twisted into a nightmare by human arrogance. Crimson Heads represent a gruesome evolution in the life cycle of zombies. These creatures emerge from the corpses of zombies that have not been properly neutralized, undergoing a secondary mutation that brings about a more aggressive and deadly form. Unlike their more docile counterparts, Crimson Heads are faster, stronger, and infinitely more ferocious. They are marked by their distinctively reddened and veined skin, from which their name is derived. The process leading to a Crimson Head begins when a zombie, left in the state of incapacitation, enters a sort of viral cocoon stage, facilitated by the V-Act process. This process is triggered by specific environmental conditions and the unique pathology of the T-virus within each host. The virus, in a desperate bid to sustain its existence, rewires the host's genetic makeup, significantly enhancing muscle density, neural responsiveness, and metabolic functions. The result is a predator perfectly adapted for hunting within the confined spaces of the Spencer Mansion. The creation of the Crimson Head underscores the relentless adaptability of the T-virus and highlights the dangers of incomplete containment methods. For the researchers and unfortunate souls trapped within the mansion, these creatures represent their failures and fears made flesh. Encounters with Crimson Heads are particularly harrowing, demanding quick reflexes and strategic use of resources to survive. Their presence adds a layer of strategic depth to the game, forcing players to weigh their risks of engagement against the potential for creating a more formidable enemy. The tragic aspect of the Crimson Head phenomenon lies within its origin. Each one was once a person, perhaps a member of the mansion staff, an Umbrella scientist, or even an unfortunate trespasser. Their transformation is not just a physical horror, but a loss of self, humanity, and the semblance of any peaceful rest. This narrative thread weaves a cautionary tale about the hubris of scientific endeavor and the ethical responsibilities of those who tamper within the building blocks of life. Lisa Trevor's story is a heart-wrenching saga of loss, experimentation, and enduring tragedy. As the daughter of George Trevor, the architect behind the Spencer Mansion, Lisa became one of the earliest victims in the Umbrella Corporation's ruthless bioorganic weapons program. Kidnapped and subjected to decades of experimentation, she was injected with various strains of the progenitor virus, the T-virus, and the Nemesis parasite. These experiments transformed her into a monstrous entity, but one that still clung to fragments of her past humanity. Lisa's mutation is unique among the horrors of the mansion. Her body became a living respiratory for multiple viral strains, making her nearly invincible and leading to grotesque physical deformities. Despite this, Lisa's mind remained trapped in a loop of torment, haunted by memories of her family and her life before Umbrella's interventions. Her appearance in the game is both terrifying and sorrowful, a powerful reminder of the human cost of Umbrella's ambition. Encountering Lisa Trevor is a profound moment in the game, blending horror with deep sadness. Players learn her backstory through scattered documents and diary entries, piecing together a tale of a girl who transformed into a monster through no fault of her own. Her relentless pursuit of the player is not driven by malice, but by a confused and desperate search for her mother she barely remembers. Lisa's home, hidden away in the mansion's grounds, is filled with mementos of her past, further emphasizing her tragic existence. Lisa Trevor is more than just an enemy. She is a symbol of the game's underlying themes of loss, the corruption of innocence, and the monstrous consequences of unchecked power. Her story invites players to reflect on the true nature of the monsters they face, whether they are creatures lurking in the shadows or the humans who put them there. Within the Spencer Mansion walls, the Wasps serve as a buzzing testament to the T-Virus's environmental reach. The Wasps were transformed by the exposure to the T-Virus, mutating into oversized, highly aggressive predators. This mutation exemplifies the virus's profound impact on all forms of life, highlighting its potential for ecological disaster. The Wasps' enlarged bodies, aggressive behavior, and potent venom makes them a persistent threat to anyone navigating the mansion. They are not merely pests, but predators, altered so dramatically that their very presence is a distortion of nature. The nests they construct within the mansion are pulsating organic hazards, turning areas that might once have been safe havens into zones of peril. The horror elicited by these insects taps into a primal fear of being overwhelmed and outnumbered. Their incessant buzzing and sudden darting attacks create an atmosphere of tension and anxiety, underscoring the omnipresent threat posed by the T-Virus. Encounters with these mutated insects force the players to remain vigilant, even in seemingly cleared areas, as the wasps can emerge suddenly from their hidden nest to swarm. The web spinners represent another horrifying creature created by the T-Virus. These giant spiders mutated by the virus have taken residence in the darker, less traveled sections of the mansion, filling the air with the threat of their near-invisible webs and venomous fangs. The web spinners are a product of the T-Virus's ability to enhance and warp the natural capabilities of its hosts, in this case turning an already formidable predator into something far more deadly. These creatures embody the terror of silent, lurking danger. Their webs not only serve as traps for the unwary, but also as a reminder of the mansion's transformation from a place of opulence to a den of horrors. The web spinner's ability to move quietly and strike with deadly precision makes them emblematic of stealthier aspects of survival in Resident Evil, where danger can strike from any shadow. The design of the web spinners, with their grotesquely enlarged bodies and dripping venoms, taps into a deep-seated fear of spiders, magnifying it through their unnatural size and aggression. Their presence in the mansion underscores the theme of invasion, of a space once human, now overrun by the monstrous products of the unchecked scientific ambition. Black Tiger, a unique and particularly formidable web spinner, represents peak mutation caused by the T-Virus. Named for its distinctive black and yellow striped pattern, this massive spider is a stark embodiment of the virus's capacity to push life beyond its natural limits. The Black Tiger is not just a larger version of the web spinners, but a pinnacle of predatory evolution, combining size, strength, and venom potency into one terrifying package. Encountering the Black Tiger is a significant challenge for players, representing a culmination of the threats posed by the mansion's mutated fauna. This encounter emphasizes the need for preparedness and strategy, as brute force alone is insufficient against such a formidable foe. The Black Tiger's lair, woven with thick, sticky webs and littered with the remains of less fortunate victims, serves as a grim arena for this battle, a physical space that illustrates the deadly beauty of the T-Virus's creations. The Chimera are perhaps the most disturbing of the T-Virus creations, embodying the ultimate violation of natural laws. These creatures, born from the fusion of human and insect DNA, are a direct result of Umbrella's relentless pursuit of bioweapon superiority. The Chimeras are a grotesque realization of science without conscience, their bodies a patchwork of human intelligence and insectoid ferocity. Engineered for combat and containment breach control within the mansion's laboratory areas, the Chimeras are a grim testament to the lengths Umbrella would go to protect its secrets. Their ability to skitter across walls and ceilings make them unpredictable and terrifying foes, embodying the game's themes of entrapment and the monstrous consequences of human ambition. The creation of the Chimera speaks to a profound ethical abyss at the heart of Umbrella's operations. These creatures, with their human elements, suggest a level of experimentation on human subjects that crosses into a realm of abominable. Encounters with the Chimera force players to confront the darkest aspects of Umbrella's legacy, a legacy of suffering, violation, and the monstrous melding of flesh and ambition. Each of these creatures, introduced in Resident Evil 1, deepens the horror and complexity of the Spencer Mansion's infestation. From the relentless aggression of the Crimson Heads, to the tragic despair of Lisa Trevor, the mutated menace of the Wasps and Web Spinners, the towering threat of Black Tiger, and the ethical horror embodied by the Chimera, the game explores the myriad consequences of the T-Virus outbreak. Together, they weave a tapestry of terror that highlights the dangers of unchecked experimentation, the fragility of the natural order, and the profound cost of Umbrella Corporation's hubris. Click this video here to find out the disturbing backstory of every enemy from Resident Evil 2. Thank you for watching.